4 incredible games that you guys recommended to me. I'm just getting over a lovely little illness, and I needed some incredibly chill, some low-key indie games that I wanted to check out today. Lo and behold, luckily you guys managed to suggest some pretty amazing ones, so I figured I would share the news and create a list video of 4 incredible games that you guys recommended to me. So let's go ahead and start with number 1. But to get there, we have to go for a little bit of a drive. First game is Keep Driving. It blends road trip adventure, RPG management, and laid-back nostalgic vibes. You don't drive the usual way. Instead, the game treats a cross-country road trip as a resource management and narrative journey. The world is a 2D pixel art, procedurally generated open world, with landscapes, small towns, dirt roads, and highways capturing an analog early 2000s feel. So what do you do in the game? You start with your first car, you pick a background for your driver, whether you want to be a student, part-time mechanic, etc., and plan a route to a distant music festival. But whether or how you make it is up to you. As you travel between stops, you'll encounter all kinds of unpredictable events, from road hazards, slow tractors, abandoned cars, oddly placed animals or debris, to random events inside the car, having a bee swarm you, dealing with a flat tire, or even meeting with some hitchhikers. Instead of real-time driving, many of those challenges trigger a turn-based puzzle combat mechanic. Threats appear as colored icons and you must counter them using your skills or items you carry in the glove box at the trunk. Fail to clear them and you risk damage to your car, wasting fuel or draining your energy, all of which jeopardize the journey. The game leans hard into nostalgia. Pixel art, a lo-fi indie rock soundtrack, cassette tape mix CD vibes, and an overall sense of analog pre-smartphone road trip culture. Story is minimal but immersion. There's no tight script. Instead, you're building your own road trip story. What detours you take, who you pick up, how you deal with hardship, and whether you make it to the festival or decide to ditch it altogether. So who's this game for? If you enjoy games with strong atmosphere and tone rather than tight plot lines, or low-key world building and emergent storytelling, with indie pixel art aesthetics and a retro vibe, or resource management and road trip style exploration, or just a game that feels like a slice of drifting youth, independence, and random adventure. And Keep Driving hits that sweet spot. Now, if you want another game that is more vibes and less stress, the second game on the list is perfect, and that is Until Then. Until Then is a 2024 indie adventure visual novel game developed by Polychroma Games and published by Maximum Entertainment. The story is set in a fictional city inspired by the Philippines, capturing elements of Filipino culture, landscape, and ambience. Graphically, it blends pixel art 2D sprites with a 3D-ish environment, giving it a distinctive retro but dimensional look, a visual novel style mixed with more open exploration than typical for the genre. You control the main character, a high school student grappling with day-to-day life, homework, piano practice, navigating friendships, etc., in a world recovering from a catastrophic event. You move Mark side to side at 2.5D side-scroller through environments and interact with objects or people to trigger story events. The game mixes slice of life, interpersonal drama, and looming mystery. Initially, you live through normal teenage routines, forming friendships and relationships, but then a fateful meeting starts a chain reaction. People begin disappearing, memories grow unreliable, and the story turns strange. You, as Mark, must unravel what's happening before it's too late. Interactions come through multiple channels. You talk to people in person, you text, you email. There are also mini-games interspersed throughout the story. Small diversions such as playing piano, carnival-type games like darts, whack-a-mole, or cooking/street food stalls, and other everyday bits meant to ground you in the world. So who would enjoy this game? If you enjoy emotionally rich stories with realistic characters, narrative adventures with slice-of-life moments and mysteries, games that evoke nostalgia, memory, teenage angst, coming-of-age vibes, or introspective experiences where the journey of relationships, choices, gradual reveals matter more than a combat or action. Now, after playing that game, there could be a lot of things that you might have to unpack. Which brings us to game number 3 on our list, and that is Unpacking. Unpacking is a gentle, reflective indie puzzle game that invites you to learn someone's life story, not through dialogue or cutscenes, but by organizing their belongings across different stages of their life. It's cozy, meditative, and quietly emotional. The kind of game that sneaks up on you. Here's what makes it so special. You follow an unnamed character from childhood into adulthood. Each level represents a new home. A childhood bedroom, a college dorm, a shared apartment, a first solo home, and beyond. Your job is simple: unpack boxes and place items where they belong. But each object reveals who this person is, who they're becoming, and what they've been through. You open cardboard boxes and pull items out one by one. You decide where each object goes: shelves, drawers, desks, closets, walls, etc. Puzzle elements come from placing things in sensible locations. Toothpaste goes in the bathroom, plates go in the kitchen, and so on. There's no timer, there's no fail state, no pressure. It's all about calming interaction. The joy comes from the tactile feel of the world, placing things, rearranging rooms, discovering surprises hidden in the boxes. Unpacking tells an entire life story through objects and the spaces they inhabit. Without saying a single word, it explores growth and change, heartbreak, moving in with parents, reclaiming independent space, and nostalgia and identity. It's a rare narrative told completely through implication, and it's surprisingly powerful. It uses beautiful pixel art with soft sound design and the satisfying item placement clicks. There's a warm and cozy atmosphere perfect for winding down. This game is perfect if you enjoy storytelling through subtle details, calm, thoughtful gameplay, or emotional resonance without heavy mechanics. Now, if you enjoyed the thoughtfulness of game number 3, then the last game on this list is one that we might have already covered in here, but because it's such an amazing game, we want to cover it again, and that is A Space for the Unbound. A Space for the Unbound is a heartfelt pixel art adventure, first launched in January 2023 for PC and consoles. Set in the late 1990s rural Indonesia, the game follows high school students Atma and Raya during their final school year. What begins as a slice of life story quickly transforms when supernatural forces emerge, driving them to explore their own town and face the impending apocalypse together. The narrative weaves themes of anxiety, depression, trauma, and healing, especially through Raya's reality-altering powers and Atma's empathetic ability to space dive into people's minds to help them overcome emotional struggles. It features 2D side-scrolling exploration where you walk through your Indonesian neighborhood, chat with locals, pet and name adorable cats, and uncover hidden bits of story and culture. It's got point-and-click puzzle and mini-games where you complete logical challenges, inventory puzzles, football tricks, stealth sections, and quick-time combat to progress the bucket list storyline. There's a space dive mechanic. Atma's magical red book lets you enter characters' minds in surreal dreamlike sequences. Pixel art blends warm pastel tones with vibrant accents, evoking nostalgia and emotional warmth. The soundtrack ranges from chill indie tunes to dramatic ambient themes that reinforce mood shifts and emotional beats. This game is ideal if you enjoy emotionally evocative story-driven games with a strong cultural setting, gentle puzzle variety, and a reflective pace. Its exploration of mental health themes through loving characters and surreal metaphors can resonate deeply. This game was incredible. A Space for the Unbound blends incredible pixel art, nostalgia, and emotional realism into a coming-of-age tale you're likely to remember long after the credits roll. At its core, it's a story about connection, acceptance, and the fragile beauty of letting people grow and letting go. Now, if you liked any of those games on this list, let me know down in the comments and tell me if there are any more that you'd like to see in one of these list videos. And if you could do me a huge favor, subscribe while you're at it. That would mean the world to me, and I will see you in the next video.